The woman stood by the window, admiring the heavy rain, when she suddenly noticed a figure in the window opposite. Confused, she realized there was a man staring at her. Just as she was puzzled, her husband called her, and she thought she might have been seeing things due to fatigue, so she returned to bed and slept. The next day, she was shocked to see a terrifying news story. A young woman had been murdered in the building opposite hers. This reminded her of the man she saw watching her from the window last night. She quickly told her husband about it, but when he looked at the opposite building, there was nothing there. He reassured her that it was probably just a coincidence. Not wanting to worry her husband, she didn't pursue the matter further, but it left an unsettling shadow in her mind. She constantly felt as if someone was following her. She stopped and found it was just a passerby. To relax, she went into a cinema, but soon noticed a man following her. Her intuition told her that this man was stalking her. Fearful, she turned cautiously to get a better look at his face but saw only a shoe. The man then leaned towards her, making her extremely uneasy. She quickly got up and ran out of the cinema. She went to a supermarket and noticed a man spying on her. Thinking he was just a passerby, she didn't pay much attention, but soon realized he was following her. Cautiously, she turned and saw that the man's shoes were the same as the ones she saw in the cinema. She confirmed that this man was indeed stalking her. She hid in a nearby fire escape and watched through the window as the man followed her. A supermarket staff member called her, offering an escape route through a side door, which she hurriedly took. At home, she told her husband that she was being followed. He was skeptical but agreed to check the supermarket's surveillance footage. The footage showed a man watching her from outside the fire escape, but her husband still didn't believe he was a threat. Refusing to lower her guard, she took a photo of the man from the surveillance footage with her phone. That night, alone and uneasy, she went to the window to see if the man was still watching her from the opposite building. Thankfully, the window was closed. As she tried to dismiss her fears, there was a persistent knock on the door. Terrified, she checked through the peephole and saw the landlord, who was looking for his missing cat. After assuring him she hadn't seen the cat, he left. She then pulled back the curtains to look at the unfamiliar city. To her horror, the figure watching her from the opposite window reappeared. This time, the figure waved at her, causing her to break out in a cold sweat. This movie is called The Watcher. If you like it, check out the original film.